So in this video, we're going to be talking about natal moon in Leo in the 7th house and what this placement means for you if you have it, or for somebody else that has this. With that being said, what the moon represents in astrology is it represents things that we depend on, especially for security or emotional fulfillment. It's also things that we need to feel secure within ourselves, or more so aspects or characteristics in this case, because you guys have the moon in Leo, and Leo is about confidence, energy, or giving value to others. So in a general sense, you have this need to feel confident in yourself, to feel valuable, and to be able to feel like you can provide value to others on demand when you have this placement. So you just have a high demand to be energetic, or to have energy to do things, and more importantly to have like a stable energy. Also, Leo is about validation, because it's about giving value to others, and it's about being seen, and it's about our character or our ego. So when the moon is in Leo, the deepest self, or the part of you that you're most connected to, is your ego. And that's the thing that gives you security, and it's something that you defend relentlessly, because the moon is things that we defend, because it's the things that we rely on for our emotional well-being. And for you, you feel very connected to your role or your ego or your value. So you defend your value and you don't tolerate disrespect. And so that is another aspect of this placement. And when the moon, which is about resources that we depend on, is in the 7th house, which is about others, or it's about relationships to others, this indicates an emotional dependency on others to some capacity. And in this case, it's about the emotional need for energy, because it's in Leo, which is a fire sign. So you have this emotional need for the energy or the passion that you get from others, or that you require for others. So sometimes you can feel like other people depend on your energy, or even depend on you to excite them or to entertain them. But also, the moon shows intrinsically things that we care about as well, because it rules Cancer, which is about care. And with this placement, you would tend to care about the perspectives of other people, especially like what excites them or entertains them or brings them pleasure. Like, you care about how people see that within you. And you like to be a sociable character, a sociable person. Also, since Leo is about being the main character or being number one, being recognized, you have this emotional need to be recognized by the special people in your life. And like, you want them to be proud of you. That's how you feel the most emotionally fulfilled in a relationship, is when you like feel seen. And especially when you are made into the main character in somebody else's life that is special to you. So like, when somebody makes you their, most important friend, or their most important relation, or when you're the person that's most on their minds, and they tell you things like that, or they kind of like flatter you, because Leo is about ego and the moon is about feelings. So you really feel things related to the ego. It can also indicate having a sensitive ego. But when the moon is in the 7th house, you tend to kind of detach from being too emotional or too sensitive, especially because the moon, when it's in Leo in the 7th house, or just in Leo, it's the opposite of Aquarius. And Aquarius is about well, it's ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is about emotional discipline, and it's about controlling one's emotions. It's about restricting oneself. It's about being serious, and it's really the opposite meanings of the moon. So you do have this desire to be seen, but at the same time, you don't display that, and you kind of experience it more internally, and you go about receiving attention in like roundabout ways. Or you just have this need to feel valued, but sometimes you suppress your emotions, and you try to be more logical, rational, or like a more humble or sociable person, like a more like socially correct, humble, and unemotional person. So you kind of hide this need that you have to just be like valued, because you feel like it's not serious. So other than that, it just basically conflicts a little bit with your ascendant, especially if you have the ascendant in Aquarius. But you just you just have this sense that you need to feel validated and important, especially in the eyes of others. And you care about what other people validate or what other people like, and you may have like an interest in those things or in those cultures or those subcultures that people value. You like entertainment as well. You just like movies, television, cartoons especially. But also, Leo is about displaying things, and the moon is about emotions. So people that have the moon in Leo, they have this desire for their emotions or for the things that they care about to be seen. But, since the moon is kind of conflicting with your ascendant or the meanings of Saturn, the traditional ruler of Aquarius or Capricorn too, it indicates you usually do it in passive or roundabout ways. Like you usually display your emotions or like suppress them actually sometimes, but like if you do display it, it's roundabout or passively. Because the seventh house is about temperance. So you really approach this side of yourself with balance, because you feel like it's the correct thing to do, and you're kind of self-critical about your emotional side, and of your ego. Like you feel like emotions are childish, but yet you're filled a little bit with these irrational emotional needs to be important or to be valued. So also your desire to be valued by others can take the form of work or service, because the natural sixth house, when you have the seventh house in Leo, is in Cancer, and Cancer is the sign of the moon. So you have the ruler of the sixth house, at least aspect speaking, because maybe you don't actually have that placement. Maybe you don't have the sixth house in Cancer, but your moon represents kind of a sixth house energy because it's in Leo in the seventh house. And the sixth house is about work or service, or just, helping others in ways that maybe they don't necessarily appreciate. And, the sixth house is also about the unconscious of others. It's things that people take for granted or that they don't see. So sometimes you feel like your emotion, well, in general, when you have this placement, you tend to feel like your emotions are unconscious to other people, or at least you'll be very controlled and particular about your feelings. Like you'll be very calculated and organized. And whenever you express your feelings, it's when you have like a strong reasoning behind it, or when you can prove that somebody has done something objectively wrong. Other than that, like if you have feelings, you just kind of suppress them, especially if you have very strong Aquarius or Capricorn in your chart. With that being said, that basically sums up what I wanted to cover for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and that it resonated. And if you did enjoy or you saw yourself in any way in this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more content. And Other than that, I appreciate you guys watching and supporting this channel in any way that you do. And I'll see you guys sometime soon in another video. Peace.